Hello friends and greetings for the day. Welcome back to another tutorial on our software testing bootcamp series. We are in chapter 2 talking about the software development lifecycle models and continuing ahead with the same segment, that is 2.1 traditional development models, which we have covered in our previous tutorials. Now it's time for us to quickly jump into the next one, which is 2.2 Agile Methodology. In terms of the continuation, we are talking about the development models, but today we'll be talking about the next segment, which is 2.2 Agile Methodology. In order to understand Agile methodology, let's quickly compare that with the previous previous sequential models which we have covered. And most importantly, to understand that the waterfall and V model are the sequential type of models where the event happens once the previous phase is completed. For example, in order to move to the design phase, the requirement has to be completed. That is, all the gathering must be complete and reviewing should be done. And post that only you can move to the design phase, and we recommend not moving back to a previous state because that would be called as a rework and additional amount of cost or time will be involved in doing the same job. Most important thing to understand in Agile is, unlike the sequential development models, Agile is an iterative model or incremental model. So it's iterative, incremental. Now, what is iterative? That means the work is done several times within a particular release. For example, all the circular pictorial representation here represents a particular sprint. Now, what is a sprint? It's an iteration of several set of activities. For example, you plan the work, you design the work, you build the piece of code, you test it, you review it. Now, similarly, you continue doing this next sprint and the next sprint and the next sprint and so on. Now, what exactly makes Agile different is the way iteration works here. Most important thing here to understand is I may have a particular product being broken down into multiple releases first of all, or even if I have just one release, but I won't be working on the entire product at a time. I'll break that into simplified releases. So each of the work requirement also will be broken down similarly in different work items like epic, story, task, subtask, etc. So making it simplified makes your job much more easier to understand what is the minute information about each of the activity and how you can work about it. So we select certain work items for a particular sprint here. That is what you call it as planning the sprint. Then you start with the designing activity, implementation of it, test the same thing, and then review. Have you implemented what you were supposed to implement or not, or as per the plan, right? The acceptance will be done by the PO here to take care of that. Again, in order to talk about the very detailed things, we will have a separate Agile sessions down the line somewhere. But right now, we're just talking about introducing you to Agile methodology. Right? So here each sprint will have set of work items which you select to be completed in that, and post that, of course, you look into the completion check of that particular item. If in case an item is not completed in a particular sprint, it moves to the next sprint and continues the work to do that. Right? So Agile is more of like iterative, a small incremental. Now, what is the length of a sprint here? The sprint length could be 2 weeks to 4 weeks of time, depending on your type of project, right? The project characteristics. And here we have very salient features which we can put it into the 4 core values of Agile, right? What are the 4 core values of Agile development, or also called as Agile Manifesto? We say individuals and interactions over process and tools. In Agile, when compared to traditional models, we give more importance to the people and their interaction. That means we just don't give importance to the process which we would have well defined and the tools which we are trying to use and heavily relying on them. More importantly, here the significance is given to this team which is going to work on it and their interaction. More important thing here to tell that is that if the team is interactive, if the communication is very good between the team members, we will have less issues in what we do. If we have team being distributed, if the team is not having good communications, we'll always have the communication gap. And in fact, you know that communication gap leads to a lot of functional issues as well as delays in the project. So the most important thing to first talk about in the core value is giving importance in Agile to individuals who will be forming a team of the Agile, and their interactions is very important when compared to the process and the tools. We don't heavily rely on them. They are just substitutes to assist you, but they are not something where you heavily rely on them. Point number two is working software over comprehensive documentation. The primary measure of progress in Agile is a working piece of code. If at the end of the sprint you do not deliver something working, that means you have not progressed in that particular sprint. As simple as that. But on the other hand, we're talking about the comprehensive documentation, which used to happen in traditional model. The point here is to tell you that there's no point writing a lengthy, well-detailed documentation if the product built is not useful, or if the product built is not working as expected. So the point here is to tell you that more importantly, working software is the primary measure of the progress than the comprehensive documentation. So in Agile, you look forward to have very lightweight, very brief documentations wherever required. Otherwise, you don't prefer to create a very lengthy and detailed documentation because you want the team to spend time on implementation and testing the system which is being built, as the working software will only define that have you progressed or incremented on the product or not. Point number three, customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Again, unlike traditional approaches, here we do not negotiate on the contract, the timeline, the terms and condition, etc. Moreover, we prefer involving the customer as a part of our life cycle itself. So it's very common practice in Agile that you prefer the customer to collaborate with your team so that they can answer any questions which the team can have. Most importantly, the interaction is from the point of clarifying the doubts, clarifying the impediments, or maybe the challenges which the implementation or design team faces while building up the product. There could be a design gap, and we can quickly get a clarity if we have the customer collaboration. So we don't keep our customers away from us or keep them, completely different from the project timelines that, hey, till we release anything, you don't know what's happening here. But in Agile, no. Every bit and piece, every sprint completion will have a demonstration. And at the same time, during your stand-ups, maybe your sprint reviews, or even during the sprint plannings, you can have a collaboration from the business in order to get help, the necessary help to understand some of the requirements and get aligned what they are expecting. Most importantly, when they have the good collaboration, you pretty much know what are you building is what the business is expecting. The last point is responding to change over following a plan. Now, it's very simple to understand that what's the point of following a plan when you cannot achieve what you really want to achieve, right? You may have a very interesting, very effective plan created by your very senior and experienced managers. But at some point, you realize that this is what not the customer is looking for. Now, responding to change is the point where we allow our business, our customers, to make changes to their expectations or given requirements initially. For an example, if a product requirement was given to you when initial discussions of the release was happening, but during a particular sprint, the customer said, hey, is there a possibility if you can change this to something like this? And your team says, oh no, we have already planned for it and we cannot change this, so the requirements are frozen. Now the point is, you are not meeting their expectation. You're not making them satisfied. So why are you building that product, right? Does not make any sense, isn't it? So the most important thing here is if the customer is not happy with what they're looking at, and if they want to make any changes, we should welcome that. Because at the end of the day, it's the business who will be using the product. And if they don't like it, why are you building that product, right? So we respond to the change. We welcome those changes even late in the life cycle, but we plan for it, that if we have planned a particular sprint already, and if the customer comes in between the sprint with a change, we accept it, but we accommodate that in the upcoming sprints, not in the current sprint, because that has been already planned, right? But here we are saying that we in Agile give importance to responding to the change, meeting the exact requirements and expectation of the business compared to following a hard-coded plan, right? Which may sometimes get deviated from what the business really wanted. So all the core values here gives you a great understanding of what exactly Agile methodology is, Second, it tells you how Agile is different from traditional. It's more of like all the drawbacks of traditional models are put together, overcome by the Agile methodology, right? So, given that you have now an understanding of Agile, you can always deep dive into some of the key methodologies like Scrum, Extreme Programming, Kanban, etc. in other videos of our channel, or maybe you can even look at the official website of Agile. Now, that's all from this particular tutorial team. Should you have anything else, feel free to comment below. I'm always there to address your queries and answer them well. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring, keep understanding the context. Thanks for watching the video team and happy learning.